Hey guys, Fodge here for the Week 5 Team Builder of the CTHBL Season 2 League for my game against Kesta. Trying something a little bit different this week with the team build. As per usual, as you guys can see, his team is pictured to the right here, and I'll walk you through what I brought and the reason for each of these mods. Wanted to try something a little bit different this week. He's got some pretty big threats, such as Gardevoir, Incineroar, Paldean Tauros, and Vileplume. Executor is pretty scary as well. And the main threat I was scared of this week was the Alolan Dugtrio under Sand, because if you guys didn't know, I have a Sand team. So I didn't really want to bring Gigalith this week because I didn't think it was very good. Obviously, I could have brought it without Sandstream, but still, without the Sandstream, I didn't think he matched up too well into things like the Tauros or the Dugtrio or those two grass types. I also didn't think some of my, early on picks such as Comfey or Empoleon looked particularly good this week either. So I brought a lot of my lower point value mons, which I thought was interesting. In general, I'm pretty happy with the team I built. So I'm hoping I could do very well in the game. And hopefully I can prove that this team has a lot more depth than I've been showing, because I feel like I've been bringing a lot of the same mons every week. I don't know. But yeah, so a couple things before I get started. I guess I did a couple transactions since the last game I played. So first and foremost, I dropped 3 mons. I dropped my Scyther, I dropped my Whirlipede, and I dropped my Mightyena. And in return, I picked up a Swanna, a Venomoth, and a Drillbur. Reason being was because I really didn't like my Grounded Poison being like a weak 2-point, not fully evolved mon that could really only Suicide lead, practically, is all that Whirlipede could do. So Venomoth being here is pretty nice because it also gives me a little bit more special attack on the team. And Venomoth definitely threatens a, Quiver Dance endgame, which is great. Swanna, was only 4 points, and it's pretty good considering. It's a mixed attacker, decent speed tier that I didn't really have on my team before. It's got pivoting with flip turn, and defog access, so, to replace Scyther, not a bad pick at all. And then with the remaining 2 points, I picked up Drillbur because I thought it would be funny, and it's another Sandrush mon and another Rapid Spinner. So there's definitely potential use for it, and I want to try and bring Drillbur at some point in the season. I just don't know when. So yeah. Going into the team build, first off, I have my Flygon here with the Clear Amulet, primarily for the Incineroar. I was planning on this switching into Incineroar at some point in the game. One thing I need to note is that Trace Gardevoir traces my Levitate and is a fairy type, so that makes it immune to both of my stabs, which is why my third move here is Steel Wing. Otherwise, a pretty standard Dragon Dance Flygon set. Speed EVs are there to outspeed everything barring a Scarf, so just speed creeps its fastest mon at +1. And my 2 stabs and the Steel Wing for the Gardevoir. So pretty simple set there. Clear Amulet to block Intimidates and block Parting Shots. Eldegoss is here primarily as a special wall for things like Gardevoir, Rotom, and special variants of Alolan Executor. Pretty standard set here. I've got Giga Drain to hit things like Tauros pretty hard. Giga Drain could also hit the Dugtrio fairly hard because Dugtrio's defenses really aren't good, so he kind of gets punished for switching that in. Eldegoss only gets Light Screen. I didn't really know what to put as this last move, so I put Light Screen on just so I could do my job at tanking special hits a little better. And then Light Screen can potentially allow me to bring something in more safely against a special threat. Leech Seed is here for Sustain. Yes, he does have 2 grass types, but one of them can tear out of the grass type and probably does most of the time, right? The Alolan Executor. Otherwise, Leech Seed is free into his team. So it does really nicely and heals me up. And he does have a Fortress, so I figured I should bring Rapid Spin so that he can't Hazard Stack on me as easily. He does have the Ghost type and Rotom to block the spin, but I don't see him bringing it this week, to be honest. Also, I have Heavy Duty Boots to just prevent Entry Hazard Chip and get the most value I can out of my Regenerator healing. Full Fizz Def Fluffy Leftovers Houndstone this week. Terra Fairy. To be honest with you, I'm not planning on terastallizing Houndstone. The Terra Fairy is mostly there to just get him thinking about the potential that I can Terra, and it could be clutch in a given situation. In an endgame where it looks a little dicey, I need to get out of my Ghost type to just change my type chart up a little bit, so that's why it's there. In terms of moveset, Body Press, going to be doing a lot of damage with the spread I have. Shadow Sneak for priority, also because I didn't really know what to put on a last move. And I get anxious clicking Poltergeist, to be honest, because of the accuracy and the fact that he can ride itemless stuff. Pain Split for a bit more sustain, and Will-O-Wisp to hopefully catch his physical attackers off guard. Eldegoss is my special wall this week. Houndstone is my physical wall this week. So Houndstone, funny enough, like even a knockoff from a tanky Incineroar only does like 28% when I'm a Ghost type, like 25 to 30% or something. It's kind of crazy. And then obviously the damage is reduced after the first knockoff because I'll lose my item. So Incineroar doesn't beat me. Paldean Tauros gets, walled by this, which is great, and I can Will-O-Wisp. Dugtrio, the only thing I have to look out for from Dugtrio are his non-contact moves, such as his Stab Earthquake. Fluffy only works, unfortunately, against contact moves. And then if he has a physical Executor, then this can come in as well. So just a really good defensive core between these two. It should put in a lot of work this week. Swanna looked really good in this matchup, as opposed to Empoleon, in my opinion. Flying type seems a lot better here than the Steel type. So, kind of comparing and contrasting my two water types there. Choice Scarf Swanna looks really good. Choice Scarf Adamant Swanna. I could have gone special, but I don't feel like missing Hurricanes, and I know I will, so I'm going Physical Brave Bird instead. Also lets my flip turns do more damage. Liquidation for stronger water stab, and then knockoff for disruption and coverage for things like the Rotom. Overall, just a really good revenge killer this game, and if I could keep it around for the late game and keep my Scarf intact and keep from getting statused, Swanna looks extremely good here. I went Big Pex for the ability because, honestly, Swanna's abilities kind of suck, and Big Pex is probably the best one for random defense drops. I don't know. So, yeah. Probopass is here. This is the Mon that I'm more likely to Terra. I've got Terra Ground this week with Magnet Pull. The logic here is that I Magnet Pull in the Fortress. The only way he gets out is if he Volt Switches, so I could Terra into a Ground type to block the Volt Switch, and then he can't get out. I'm pretty specially offensive this week, too. So I should be able to beat him in a 1v1 with most sets, just by clicking like Power Gem over and over. My other moves, Flash Cannon, just generally good into his team, especially if I bring this in against a Gardevoir. That's pretty guaranteed damage on something. Slow Volt Switch for pivoting, and Probopass is my dedicated rocker this week. I have leftovers for healing. Finally, I have Moth Him, the Venomoth. My other new pick this week with the Tinted Lens ability, Sludge Wave, Bug Buzz, Psychic, and Quiver Dance. Again, Sped Crept to outspeed any of his mods that aren't Scarfed at +1. I do have the Payapa Berry this week. Reason for this is if I get this in on a clean switch into a Gardevoir, like most standard Gardevoir sets, if he's neutral, like special attack, and if he's like a Scarfed set or something, I can sit in front of it, tank a Psyshock or Psychic from most sets, Quiver Dance up in front of it, live with a slim amount of HP, and then 1v1 it, and then potentially poke holes into his team. In addition, if he thinks he can revenge kill the Venomoth with the Gardevoir, Payapa Berry could also catch him off guard. So yeah, this is my team this week for my match against Kesta, and I will see you guys when I get into the game. Peace. Alright, what's up guys? Fodge here for the game of myself versus Kesta, CTHBL Season 2, Week 5, the battle of the two biggest YouTubers ever on the platform of YouTube and the history of YouTubes. So we are here, ready to go. As I mentioned in the team builder, we are rocking 2 of our brand new team members from the transaction period. So kind of excited to see those here. And in terms of lead matchup, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's been a while since I've looked at this team build. Playing this kind of late on Labor Day just because of the way things fell. I think I built this, probably last looked at this Wednesday, so I'm going to try my best to remember what was going on here. We see both steel types. I'm not surprised to see the Doug Trio since I figured he would bring it to potentially take advantage of the Sandstorm. I think I'm just going to lead Swanna because I want the option to switch Probopass in on something to magnet pull something in. So I'm going to lead Swanna. He is going to lead with the Fortress, so I think I'm just going to turn 1, flip turn. If you body press this here, he's the GOAT. I'm going to turn 1, flip turn into my Probo. Try and magnet pull him in. If I could deal with this off rip, that would be big. I'm going to try and remember. I don't think Fortress Body Press quite kills me. It's got a roll to kill me only if he's max Fizz Stuff. So, I mean, if he goes for it, then great. Good for him. Also, I did kind of design my Houndstone to deal with this as well. So that might be the first thing I do. I don't think there's really any downside to the Houndstone play. So I'm going to actually go into that. He does just Volt Switch, that's fine. Would have worked regardless against Probo, so. See what he likes to go into here. I feel like Incineroar is pretty free from his perspective. It is, right? Like, not gonna lie. Let's see, the standard Incineroar knockoff is actually doing like nothing to me. And damage on Incineroar is pretty big. I don't really care too much about my leftovers, I don't think. So I'm gonna take my damage with Body Press. I mean, if he's offensive Incineroar, it's gonna do like, what, max 40? Yeah, probably like 40 max, unless he's like Choice Band or something, but even that doesn't do enough for me to be scared. He's gonna double. Okay, so I'm gonna take my Body Press chip on the Vileplume. I get a little crit effect Spore procs, which kinda sucks. Seems like a bulky variant with the leftovers. I gotta remind myself, his Terra Captains are Executor and Doug Trio, so this is not a Terramon. Something to note. Something to note. I mean, it could be Probopass time. Right? I don't think this can do anything to Probopass. I don't know what else it could be. I mean, I could potentially Will-O-Wisp and see what he wants to do, but I think I just want to go into the Probo here. He's going to Leech Seed. So I'm going to use this Probo to pivot out. I'll Volt Switch here. If he goes into Dougie, good play. If he goes into Dougie, he also Magnet pulls himself in. He's Terra Ground on the Dougie, so just more EQ damage, it looks like he's going for there. It should be slower than this, so I can slow Volt Switch into maybe Venomoth. Honestly, what can this thing do to Venomoth? Like, how much does just a Psychic from Venomoth do to a Vile Plume. I assume he's like Fizdef. I think I just want a Psychic. I don't click Psychic. I could set up, but I don't want to like be baited into staying in if he Leech Seeds. If that makes sense. Psychic seems pretty free. Again, I have Tinted Lens, so unless he goes Incineroar here, he goes into this, which I'm kind of okay with. Kind of okay with that. I am. Tear Ground EQ probably really hurts my Houndstone because Fluffy doesn't work on non-contact moves. Something to keep in mind there. So he's just Tear Ground EQ, does a ton. Eldegoss takes quite a bit as well, unfortunately. This could just be Rock Move. Flygon gets 2 hit by Iron Head. Swanna died with Rock Move? Yes. I mean, it's a call I just gotta get right, you know what I mean? I feel like from his perspective, Rock Move seems pretty free. And Flygon just brings out... I'm gonna go Eldegoss as a pivot to Scout. I think I could go Eldegoss into Swanna. I think that's my safest course of action here. Because Eldegoss, like... I can regen off the damage. He is gonna just rip Terra Ground EQ, so I could have gone into one of the Flying Boys for free. Which I really wish I did. That's okay. I'm gonna do it now, though. Okay, he goes Instant. That's fine. Kinda want to read Plume coming in. Because, right, I flip turned turn 1. Wow, that was against Fortress, so I've never seen the Incineroar matchup. I mean, his answer last time was just Volt switching. I don't think he ever clicks a Fire move. I think I kind of want to go into Venomoth. But if he stays in, that's kind of a sell. I just don't want this Swanna to get Effects Board. I'm going to go into Venomoth. Because I could totally see him like calling the Water move here. Well, actually. Hang on, no, the Flygon is my Incineroar check. I'm going to go Flygon. If he knocks off my Clear Amulet, whatever. Alright, Flygon is here for the Incineroar. So I'm going to use him for it. Imagine that, actually using your mons for what you brought them for. Kinda crazy. He does knock off the Clear Amulet. I think it's fine. I got a DD. Gardevoir probably comes in, traces my Levitate, and is immune to both my stabs. That's usually what goes down here with the Mox, from my experience. It is unfortunate though, because he could like Intimidate spam this Flygon with Tauros and Incin. It is what it is. I'm hoping to catch him off guard and get a kill with the Steel Wing on the Gardevoir. That's the goal. That's the dream. That's what the Flygon's here for. Haven't really chipped too many of his pieces yet, though, unfortunately. So we got some work to do. But we got a couple win cons, right? We got the... It does just go Tauros. Okay. Tauros Paldea Aqua. I don't hate taking my damage. I'm gonna EQ. I'm just gonna take the damage. Big crit. Okay, he kills me with a Raging Bull. Fine. EQ to Tauros crit. For 85%, so it seems like just a standard offensive Tauros build. Could be probably not scarfed. Don't think it's scarfed. I think regardless I go Swanna. I mean, nobody wants to take a Brave Bird, right? I think I just go Swanna and click Brave Bird. Revenge it. It's probably going to reveal that I'm scarfed, depending on his set. I assume it is. It's probably going to sack this year, I would think. Go 5/5. I mean, I've got him in a nice pin here. I think his best bet is to sack this Tauros. Otherwise, he's taking a pretty good chunk of damage on something else. I mean, Incineroar could be good. Good news is I've only shown flip turn, so like flip turn could be, you know, physical or special. That's a move that you might have on either. It is Fortress here. Okay, we don't see Rocky Helmet, so that's something to note. Does a good chunk. It's not bad. I think I go Handstone here again. Yeah, Volt Switch obvious. Volt Switch is obvious, but what can you do? Bioplume probably comes in. I may want to actually take the Leech Seed on Houndstone this time and go for Will-O-Wisp, just to nullify his Leftovers recovery. Does go Gardevoir. He's going to Trace Fluffy, which is a bit annoying. But Eldegoss is a thing. Eldegoss doesn't take too much from this. So I think this is the thing I do. And I'm pretty sure the Eldegoss play is just my play. It's just what I gotta do. He is gonna Moonblast, he has Specs, and he gets a high roll. Oh boy, okay. That's not great. I'd be lying to you if I said that was great. So it is Specs Gardevoir. Locked in the Moonblast. Is it too early for the boy? I think it is. I think Probopass getting rocks up is free. I think I gotta go Probo. Scouted the damage on this. It's unfortunate that it's Specs for the Eldegoss switching in. But yeah, we take that pretty decent. He's getting all the special attack drops in the world. I think I just got up my rocks. Takes a chance to go Dougie. And again, I mean, he threatens with Terra Ground, Earthquakes. Does that kill me if I Terra? No. It does not. A -1 special attack and can't do much back. Oh wait, hang on. It does kill. I mean, it's risky, but I think... See, like, I stay in and then what? You know what I mean? I really don't like this bind I'm in. I mean, if he Stone Edges here, then it's a great play, but I think I gotta go for the Swanna. I really think I do. Okay, he EQs, that's awesome for me. I really feel like Stone Edge was free, so I'm gonna take that as a bonus. Flip turn's always my play. Always kills this Doug Trio. This could be some sort of choice item too. It always kills this Doug Trio. Actually, no, it's Brave Bird time again. It's definitely time to Brave Bird. Because if Vileplume comes in, I don't want it to just get Effect Spore on me for free. I got the Brave Bird pin again, so I'm going to click it. Looks really good into his team. Even if he goes Incineroar, like, and intimidates me, it should do decent. This might be the time where he sacks Tauros. I could see that. I could see that. I'm really on the fence. Do I Brave Bird or do I Flip Turn? I kind of like Flip Turn more, the more I think about this. If he goes Vileplume, though, I'm going to be really sad. Yeah, he does just sack Tauros, kind of expected. So that's going to be first kill for the squad for my Swanna. And in this situation, I think my best play is to go into Eldegoss, so I can swap back out and get my Regenerator. Because if I go Probopass, he just pins me with Dougie again. Houndstone's a little bit of a sitting duck right now, especially for Gardevoir. I didn't even think about tracing the Fluffy, that's a bit annoying. And I don't know, maybe Venomoth would have been okay. Reswapping a Venomoth might have been fire, actually. I don't know, I think I need Incineroar to be a little weakened, though, before that happens. So I like the Eldegoss play the best. That way I'm not a sitting duck choice scarfed into something. He should, by this point, know I'm scarfed. I would think, right? Like... Does it ever Leech Seed this? Flare Blitz just kills, is the unfortunate part. But I mean, this Eldegoss, like, Gardevoir specs, so like I can pivot through the Eldegoss. I kind of want to Leech Seed. I'm going to Leech Seed. He's not clicking Flare Blitz here. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Plus, I'm likely faster? Actually, it's a speed tie. I probably should have sped crept this. I didn't think of that. Didn't think of that at all. I'm calling his bluff, though. He's not Flare Blitzing. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I did win the speed tie, and he does not Flare Blitz. Great. So I get the Leech Seed off. I'd love to get a little more recovery on my Probo, I'm not going to lie. So I think Probo's my play here. I'm going to regen up another third of my health. I'm going to go Probo. He Heat Crashes. That's great. Honestly, that's really good. Doug Trio coming in. If Doug Trio comes in, Flash Cannon kills. So I want to click Flash Cannon because I don't want to let the Dougie in for free. He could Parting Shot into Dougie. but if I'm -1 special attack, rocks plus flash cannon should kill when he's Terror Ground. Okay, he goes into this. Fine. Fine, fine, fine. A couple things I could see him doing. He could just Leech Seed. He could make the double into Dougie thinking I Volt Switch. I could very well see that. Part of me wants to Flash Cannon here and see what he does. Because I don't want to let that Duck Trio in for free. And I think he's looking for an opportunity to get that Duck Trio in for free. And I'm thinking that he's thinking that I'm going to Volt Switch here, so I'm going to Flash Cannon. No, he does just Leech Seed. Okay. Unfortunate. I'm just gonna go Goss. I'm gonna go Goss. It's interesting that he's Heat Crash on Incineroar. Wonder if there's a particular reason for that, other than just not wanting to take recoil, but I guess that is the best Fire-type move besides Flare Blitz? I don't know. I don't really know what Incineroar's weight class is in Pokemon. I know he's a heavy in Smash, so it's probably pretty heavy. He does just Giga. That's fine. I could try to set a light screen here. I don't know though. And a light screen. He does just Toxic. Okay. I'm gonna go into my Venomoth. Doubles into Incin. I think that's fine. Like, it is what it is. His best play here is definitely Parting Shot, in my professional opinion. I think I go Houndstone here, because his Houndstone check is the guard. Again, if I get my Houndstone knocked off, I don't really care. It doesn't take much damage. I can threaten this out with Body Press, probably bait in the guard. I feel like I'm slowly crawling my way back into this game. It's kind of tough, though. I think trading Tauros for Flygon was worth. It's to be determined. The verdict is still out on that. But as long as I keep playing my pieces safely, it's really huge that he doesn't have hazards up, by the way. That's helping big time. Unfortunately, though, my Pyapa Berry I don't think does much if it's a Specs Gardevoir. So this item's a little useless. It's kind of banking... Well, actually... I'm trying to remember. No, I think it's... I don't think I lift Specs, do I? It's a roll, actually. Interesting. Okay. So Pyapa Berry might help? Maybe? Well, if it's Specs, I get a Quiver Dance up first, and then I live. Okay, so he does knock off, as I expected. Probably just Parting Shot here, right? Parting Shot in the guard is my assumption. I'm gonna Willow. You're Parting Shotting. You're gonna click Parting Shot. I'm clicking Willow. Gets value on something, right? Alternatively, Pain Split's not bad. Yeah, Parting Shots. I like Will-O-Wisp. I'm pretty confident in this play. I think anything... Right, if he goes Vileplume, it cancels out his leftovers. If he goes Gardevoir, I get a little bit of chip on it. plus rocks. He goes Fortress, that's not bad. Just gotta break through Para and hit this Willow. That's it. Two things. Break through Para, hit this Willow. It does go into Specs Guard. Gonna trace my Fluffy. I break through Para, hit Willow. Wonderful. Okay, now that I have light screen up, my Eldegoss can tank 2, I believe, right? Handily. So I'm gonna do it. Again, keeping my pieces alive. If you make some sort of double, I don't think that's a big deal. Right, worst comes to worst, it's Incineroar, and then we're kind of just in the same loop. I'm getting Rocks Chip and Burn Chip on this card. So I don't hate my position. Moonblast does 26. My play might be to Leech Seed. I think it's Leech Seed. I think it's Leech Seed. There is a world where Moonblast plus Poison kills me here. Leech Seed denies that. Does more chip to guard. Punishes anything except for Vileplume coming out, which, I don't know. What's Vileplume's fourth move? Is it just Sludge Bomb? Kind of surprised you didn't click it on me earlier. If that's the case. By the way, I didn't mention it yet. I'm kind of glad not to see Executor here, because that thing could be a variety of things, and I don't know how to deal with it. So, I'm kind of happy it's not here. He also didn't bring the Fire Spin Altaria again. The Fire Spin Perish Song Altaria. That trolled him twice in a row. So yeah, that's the psychology with a set like that, though, right? Like, you fail twice in a row with it, no way he does it again, right? But sometimes it works. Alright, so I got my Leech Seed off. It's probably a... I mean, I think Probo potentially gives me a really strong positioning. If he goes Dougie here, well played. He goes Dougie here, really well played. I mean, one of these times he's gotta, right? Like, you would think so. Probo's looking pretty good, though. Anytime I can get this Probo Pass in... crit's unfortunate. Special attack drop. Oy. Okay. I think I Flash Cannon. Again, I don't want Dugtrio coming in for free. That's what it boils down to. Right, and I'm pretty sure Rocks plus Flash Cannon has a really good chance to kill. That crit special attack drop is extremely unfortunate, though, potentially, so hopefully it doesn't end up mattering. I really hope it doesn't end up mattering. Fortress comes out. He is going to Magnet pull himself in. I think he wants to Rapid Spin, and I don't want to let them... Don't want to let him have it. So I'm going to go Spin Block. I am going to go Spin Block. If he Volt Switches again, whatever. If he wants to set up hazards of his own, I still have my Eldegoss in the back. I am going to have to find a way to get it back to health, though. This might be the time. I think I go Eldegoss here. This should be pretty much as free of a time as any to get some Regenerator off. Volt Switch comes out. Guard coming in now, though, is scary. It is. But if he does, it might be quiver time. It might just be quiver time. How much chip do I need on Incin? Incineroar is pretty much the only roadblock to the quiver time. Yeah, I need Incineroar chip down more. Is the problem. Let's see what he wants to do. I feel like it's guard though, right? Yeah. Him tracing my regenerator kind of sucks. It does. It does suck. How much the Probo take to the crit? 40? Yeah, that crit mattered. I think. I think it's Probo though. If Probo goes, I think it goes. I don't think it's a big deal. Yeah, he Psy-Shocked that turn. He Psy-Shocked. Anyway, I mean, I think Flash Cannon is my play. Well, he might know that at this point, though. Again, I don't want to let Dugtrio in for free. But, like, the way he's playing it... I could see Incin coming in here. I wouldn't mind punishing that with a Power Gem. I think Power Gem's better. The way he's playing Dougie, like, I don't think he wants to bring it in on the Probo. And again, this could be a moot point. Like, if he decides to Saiyan and Psy-Shock and gets the roll, then great. Good for him. Yeah, I'm kind of confused by this calc. I mean, I know it's specs, right? So it's just Brave Bird time. I'm, like, 100% certain that it's Brave Bird time. It's just Brave Bird time. It's a pin, right? I mean, if he goes Incineroar, it's his best switch into Brave Bird, but he's got to fear the water move, right? That's really unfortunate that this guard has Regenerator right now. I hate it. This Trace is putting in work. Trace Regenerator, Trace Fluffy, Trace Levitate on Flygon, gives it an immunity to both my stabs. It's just so good. Any world where he Scarf Dugtrio, by the way. I gotta calc that damage. Okay, Sax Fortress. So rocks are staying up. That's good. Rocks are staying up. Let's see, if he goes Incin here, he knows I'm Scarfed. Which, I mean, I think is pretty obvious. Obviously, I think it's pretty obvious, because I'm the one running the Choice Scarf, and I know what I'm bringing. But, it should be pretty obvious by the way I'm playing it, but, I would think. Goes into this. Okay. He brings this in. Let me calc the damage to Eldegoss earlier, see if it could be banded. At all. Choice band. Earthquake did 34 to Eldegoss, that's not banned. It's definitely Scarf. This has to be Scarfed. This has to be Scarfed Stone Edge here, right? Oh, well, this Houndstone takes Scarfed Stone Edge pretty well. Pretty well. I'm going into it. He's gotta be Scarf, there's no way he's not. If he goes EQ here, then I just pin with Brave Bird again. I just need Chip on Incineroar. The problem is, though, is if he's... he's Psyshock, too. That's so bad. It's so bad. Okay. Get this in freely. I think it's Sneak. Sneak on guard. Sneak on guard. And he's fluffy, he's gonna regenerate, take burn plus rocks plus shadow sneak. I would think that kills. I think Sneak's my play. I don't want to let that in for free because that's really game losing at this point. If he goes into either of the other things, I've got ways to deal with them. Then I could Pain Split. Oh, it's a close game, man. It's a close game. He does bring in guard. Come on, break through, break through, break through. Yes! Fuck! He lives. Okay. I gotta go for it, though. I have to. And he's got no other play than to stay in and try and hit. I really need to break through this para. Although Eldegoss is at enough HP. Am I okay giving Eldegoss? I think I am. Yeah, no, I think I'm more okay giving Eldegoss than giving this. I think it's Eldegoss here. Because Eldegoss takes one, unless it's Psyshock, I might die, but I don't think I really care. I'm gonna go this. I'm gonna go this. He does kill with Psyshock, that's fine. That's fine, so guard dies to burn. Now, though, he takes rocks again. And the Dougie might just be in sneak range. Can Vileplume kill me with Giga Drain? No. I'm going Houndstone. Yep. I go Sneak. Every time. Every time it's Shadow Sneak. Shadow Sneak every time. Not gonna think about it. If he goes into anything else, I can Pain Split back up to health. Goes Plume. Might Willow this. According to the calc, I don't die to 2 Giga Drains, so I'm gonna Willow. I'm gonna Willow. I want to nullify the lefties. I'm gonna Pain Split once, because I don't think Giga Drain kills. Double Leech Seeds, good. I get parried, that sucks. I'm gonna go for it again, because Giga Drain shouldn't kill. Shouldn't kill. Unless he's got special attack investment, which I really don't think he does. Come on. Live this, get the Pain Split off. It's gonna be fat. Good. Now I bring in this because it's Brave Bird time. It's Brave Bird time. Oh my god, I'm getting the reads. It's Brave Bird time. I don't see anyone who wants to take this. I get my chip on Incin that I need. His last move's Protect, so I can quiver on this Vileplume so freely. Come on. It's Brave Bird time. Swana's got the pin. I'm not over-predicting. Incineroar takes good damage from it. It's Brave Bird time. Not clicking anything that risks Vileplume staying in and getting an effect spore on me. I mean, okay, goes into this. Okay. What is the scenario where I lose? Alright, let's think. Let's think. I think worst case scenario is that he heat crashes here for me. Right? So hear me out. I think worst case scenario for me is if he heat crashes. Because I think he knows I'm scarfed. So he thinks that I'm going to switch the Swanna out here into either my Venomoth, who's weak to fire, or my Houndstone, who is essentially weak to fire because he has Fluffy. So I'm going to Brave Bird. Oh my god, I got the crit. I'm so sorry. Shit. I really want to know what he clicked there. That is not how I wanted to get that. Incineroar gone. I'll take it, but I was kind of hoping to read a Heat Crash or something there. Or a Parting Shot. Essentially anything other than a knockoff. That's what I was hoping to read. And Heat Crash from this Incineroar. Yeah, wouldn't have done very much, so. So it's Scarf Dougie. It is Scarf Dougie. I mean, I think my play is just Brave Bird, right? If I lose Swanna, is it a big deal? Like, again, like in this situation of the game, like what loses you games is over predicting, so I'm just gonna Brave Bird. Who knows, I might be faster than it. No, I'm not. Okay, so he does go Stone Edge. Scarfed into Stone Edge. I have to go Houndstone. Pretty sure I have to sneak. Pretty sure I have to sneak. This might be game of the season. I thought last week was game of the season, but this one might be game of the season. I have to sneak. Goes Plume. If he doubles into Dougie on my Venomoth switching, that's really bad. I'm gonna Shadow Sneak. I'm gonna Shadow Sneak. That's the problem, right? Like, Venomoth would need 2 quivers. It's really mind games at this point. Like, there's a couple different scenarios, right? Like, I can sneak here, he goes back into Dougie, I kill it. Or if he stays in, I go into Venomoth, and then it's the, well, do I attack right off rip, or do I quiver? Argument. I think I'm gonna sneak. He stays in. Okay, so he gets that call right. I think I gotta swap at this point. He does stay in, that's huge. The way he's playing, I think he... No, wait, I hit it and I win. Now, quiver's never the play. Do not quiver. Jesus, I just realized. I have to say, Psychic is so much better. Quiver is never the play. Why did I ever think of quivering? Right, because now he just kills with Stone Edge. And I gotta win with Sneak. It's gonna come down to Terra. Yeah, it's gonna come down to Para. I gotta break through. And I did. Thank God that effect spore did not cuck me too hard. That was an insane game, Custa. Well played. That was mind games like crazy. Really, I mean, the game came down to, this Houndstone breaking through Para as much as he did. It was massive.